What is up, everybody? Welcome to Fairway Media's coverage of the third annual Christopher Reeves Memorial Disc Golf Tournament. This tournament's being held at Fort Steilacoom's Northwest course. Our tournament director is VanDusen, and this tournament is sponsored by Dynamic Discs. This will be the back nine of the Northwest course, and it will be commentated by myself, Max Spears, and Chris Waugh. Say what's up, everybody, Chris.
What's up, everybody, Chris? Looking forward to watching these guys attack the back. If you have not watched the front, go ahead and go check that out. We got Ming Vang, Chris Hirn, Rex, Gaoaen, and VanDusen. Let's watch these guys get after it here on hole 10. Hole 10 is surrounded by out of bounds. It is a straight pushing right turn at the end. You got low ceiling, just as was common on the front nine, a very specific shot. Keep it in bounds is your main objective here. Push it straight if you can. There's Ming with the sidearm.
Gets a
Pushing
good
straight.
flex out of that.
That looks great from Ming if it's out.
Yeah, might have even been a little bit of an ace run down there. Nice line, getting that initial right to left movement before it swings back right. You really said it best, Chris. This is a try and stay in bounds, try and throw it as straight as you can.
And Matt got over on that one. Looks like he caught some bushes. Can't really tell if he stayed in or not. That one might be out of bounds.
Yeah, that should be close, but might be on the wrong side of the OB flags there.
Here is Chris, who's got a great round going at down two. See if he can get one straight and in bounds. Looks a little high.
Yeah, that's in danger. Looks to be out of bounds. If he can keep that nose down a little bit more, it might get a touch of turn or at least just stay straight, but he's going to be left with a tough shot for his three from pretty far out of position.
There you go. Attaboy.
Good straight pushing shot from Rex. That will give him a good circle two bid looking right at the basket, probably with nothing in the way.
Yeah, that's a nice shot by him. It's a nice safe shot too. Not trying to force the issue from left to right too much, just kind of letting the disc drift over.
Matt got over on that one a little bit too early. He'll have a long bid for, I believe, his 4. And here's Chris. Looks like he's coming in from OB. His par look here from outside the circle. Stepper, good bid. And just a little right. Good putt from him from that distance, though.
Yeah, maybe a little
Rex for
too much
2.
want on that one.
Just a little low for Rex for his birdie bid. Should be an easy 3. And Matt for his 3.
Yeah, this is tough. Oh.
Good fit, Matt.
Tickles a little chain, but falls out weak side.
Great putt for me. So he did stay in bounds. Yeah, it did go a little long even. So yeah, it's a good putt from near circle's edge for me. See if he can get things going. He's now on the board at 1 under. Easy par for Rex there with 10.
Yeah, that was a tough putt for Ming. Definitely sitting about circle's edge. You can see that his shot had gone long of the basket, as you were saying, Chris. There is the OB that wraps around back there, but he was able to avoid it. As we move on to a very fun hole to throw, hole 11, par 3, 290 feet, plays much shorter than 290 feet, being drastically downhill. Most players are going to throw just a straight backhand through this main gap that the drone is flying through. You might see some forehands or maybe even a wide hyzer on the right side, but really that straight gap is the best shot for this hole.
Right at that basket.
Here Ming pulling out what he's comfortable with, the sidearm. Looks like to be going for the biggest gap on the hole. Turned it a little bit early, but that might come back and give him a putt. Maybe circle's edge or just inside.
Yeah, he should have something up on that hill maybe. Rex close to the right line there, but just can't beat that tree.
Just drift. Come on, drift.
And that looks to be pushing a little too far straight. But that should be decently unobstructed approach from there.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little push towards the basket. Sitting the best of the bunch from what we can tell, not knowing exactly where Ming is.
Chris pulled that one a bit. He'll have a tester approach from there.
And this is going to be tricky, being that short of the basket. You can often find weird putts if you push far enough, but hitting a tree early like this really makes the scramble tough on hole 11.
Yeah. And that is... Couldn't really tell if he got through. If that got through and gave him a bid, that's a good momentum shift for Chris. He seems to be moving in the opposite direction that he would like. So get himself some momentum swinging. I don't know to say positively or negatively, but get his score negative and his game going positive as he was tearing it up on the front nine. But now he finds himself tied here with Ming at 1 under.
Looks like he's going to drop at least 1 to Ming, maybe 2. Ming over the top. He'll have to settle for a look at par.
Nice.
Oh, and that ended up nearly parked.
Okay, that was, yeah, better than it appeared. Great shot from Matt.
We've got Rex coming back down the hill for his par. Not too worried about it as he just keeps the bag on. See a par from Ming, and then the unfortunate bogey here from Chris after the early tree.
Here we move on to hole 12. Hole 12 is a difficult par 3. It says 310, but it is definitely not playing as 310. You can see there are some branches up high. You can play it straight down the tunnel and lay it up and then come up this hill, or try to crash it in through the top and give yourself a look from that side hill. But it definitely plays closer to 400 plus than a 310 foot shot. And that looks like a good shot from Matt there, giving himself a look at the basket. Ming looking at the sky.
Yeah, Ming definitely looking for the more aggressive line here. This is a fun one to throw if you hit it right, but you can find yourself in some pretty awkward spots if you don't, like where Ming finds himself there.
Yeah, that'll be a tough uphill lie, the cliff there right in his face. A little early there from Rex, and there is a gully down there, so if he finds himself trickling, he might be in even more trouble.
Yeah, that could be pretty tough. We should note too, there is out of bounds on our player's right side of the fairway, what the camera sees as the left side. It does end about a third of the way up the fairway, but if you catch early, you could find yourself adding an extra stroke, as Chris throws a great shot.
Yeah, that is ideal from Chris. Anything on that hill looking at the basket, give yourself half bid, something close for a 3.
Still a good shot.
shot.
That'll work still.
Rex gets there. Looks like he'll be putting for his 3.
Yeah,
these from that awkward position.
Yeah, those bushes right in front of Ming force you to have to throw this pretty high.
Great shot, man. Beautiful.
What a shot from him. That's got to be maybe 12 feet closer than that, maybe.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, the basket's about 20 feet, maybe a little further past that V tree.
Oh, do it. Oh,
through it. Off the cage. That's a good bid with an unfortunate roll out.
Yeah, kind of lucky to stay that close to the basket when it starts to roll like that.
Yeah, it did kind of boomerang itself.
So
good bid from Rex. Matt for his 4, I believe.
Yeah, Matt for 3 there. He's going to be
a little wide going uphill.
Looking at a 4. This hole used to play as a par 4. It probably makes more sense to have it be a par 3, but you can see why for the old school game it used to play as a 4. This is a really tricky shot, really hard to get up there, and really, even though the distance isn't great, it's kind of a 2-shot hole. You're trying to get straight and then up.
Yeah, it really is. I think it just depends on the division. It plays like a par 4 for most.
Yeah.
Rex just a little wide again on that putt. Got to get that shoulder rotated.
Yeah, this is
right at the basket.
turning into a tough hole for Rex. I think that was for 5. And as he comes back, he should be staring down a save for the triple.
There it is. So, and with a triple to see if Rex can get something going here on the next hole, get that momentum swinging.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier.
He's definitely going to be looking for a little something here on this hole, at least a birdie, as we find ourselves on hole 13, par 3, 310 feet. This is one of the easier shots on the course. 310 is a mistake on my part. I was reading the wrong thing here on the stats. It's actually 218 feet. This hole averaged 0.33 strokes under par. See Ming catching that main tree in the middle. There's really those two gaps you see. There's a forehand gap down the left side and a flex backhand gap, or just a straight shot down the middle. You see Chris here showing me a third way, the turnover down the left side as he finds his way fairly close to the green. There used to not be this Manda that you see right in front of our players, and a lot of people would just throw a spike hyzer up into the air there on the right. But that does come into play with another fairway, and so they have blocked that off with mandatory. You'll see our players keeping it low here.
Here we have Rex trying to swing that momentum in his favor. That looks like a great shot.
Oh!
Did that go in?
Yeah, buddy.
Right on the pole the whole way.
Let's go, baby.
After the
I was gonna
triple.
be like, after a 6, an ace would be good.
There's
Oh
a
yeah,
momentum swing.
this would be
Good
good.
work, Rex.
Oh hey, there you go, y'all.
Great
There
at
you
it.
go, y'all.
Wow, that's a heck of a way to shave some of those strokes off. It makes 12 look like a regular bogey rather than a triple now. Man, what a good shot, too. That was just in the whole way.
Ming with a good putt. Laser beam getting up there close. Yeah, well done, Rex.
Yeah, great ace there from Rex Gaoaen. That can sometimes make it tough on the other players, too, to finish out the hole. These players still want to convert their birdies and make their putts and clean up, but
Good fight.
it's definitely an energy shift with an ace.
Fight for it the whole time.
With
Everybody
authority.
kind of feels it, and that's a nice putt there from Matt to keep his focus and dial in a nice bar save.
Yep, that's well done up the hill.
Good too.
With his 2 after the great turnover drive. Good birdie.
On the way.
Yeah, that's well done from him. Getting himself back under par. He's been battling after a hot start, but keeping at least the birdies going to find himself on the right side of par.
Don't sign that basket, okay?
Here we got Rex
Basket?
taking a nice
Is that what people do?
selfie.
Sign the basket? 2017. It's a Glow
Through
Warden.
here. Looks like some kind of putter. Glow Warden, a little birdie is telling me. So throws in the dynamic disc at the dynamic disc tournament. Great ace there from Rex.
Yep, here we are, hole 14, par 3, 318. Push it straight. Again, kind of the theme for a lot of these holes. Push as straight as you can. If you can fall left,
We should be good, Rex.
that is great, but you don't want to end up early. You got a bunch of bushes on that side, acting like natural bunkers, also with the left side here as well. There is OB far and early left, but it doesn't really come into play unless you really shank something. But here is Rex. See how he follows up the momentum of the ace. That looks very well. That is about the perfect shape for this hole. He should be.
Because it's dark when I died in.
Yeah.
Chris, your mic was a little low. Or away. I heard all of it, just low.
Yeah, it looked like Rex might have been throwing the same Warden there. I think of this hole as almost a carbon copy of hole 10.
Yeah,
You get a little bit more undulation from left to right towards the green, but there's not nearly as much OB, and so it's a little bit more fun to throw. You can open up a little bit more and really try and push it down there.
Very similar. Here's Ming showing the sidearm.
That was the.
This is a tricky sidearm. The way that ground slopes away from left to right,
Should be
if
enough.
you don't
I was
control the
actually,
landing, you could find yourself taking quite a big skip in this hole.
Yeah, that was a little early from Ming, so he'll find himself in the bushes, I believe. Trying to manufacture something, maybe have a look, but possibly obstructed. There's Matt getting a little bit over on it, a little too early. We'll have an approach on the downhill green.
Roll down the hill.
Ooh.
All the way
Looks like
down.
it's got a lot of angle on it.
Yeah, I think he may have found himself the whole way back down towards what is, I believe, 7, 8, and 13 are all kind of down there, right?
Yep. That's a good out from there. Maybe a little hot coming back down the hill. That's got to keep it close at least. That'll do it. At least
Yeah.
hit the metal. Good work.
Yeah, good to at least catch the cage there. He could have gone way back down that hill. I believe that was Ming coming out of the bushes there. He did well to push forward on that forehand and not go too far down the hill.
Yeah, that was a good bid from the bushes. A little low from Chris, just not giving it a chance.
Yeah, not reaching his hand up into the chains there. We've seen him throw those high, lofty putts, which we see from Rex a little too high and lofty. So kind of opposite mistakes there. Chris doesn't reach it high enough. Rex reaches it too high. Both players are going to have to settle for a par.
Double bogey for Matt. A little bit too much zig and zag on that one.
Same concept I use in
And we'll tap in for the easy 3.
Same concept.
Here we've got hole 15, another par 4 for our players here. They're going to want to just keep a disc fairly straight until you get to this tree that the drone is passing. From there, players will see their disc start to hyzer in if they've got the power. The only real obstacle here is don't hit a tree early and don't go early left. There is out of bounds that separates this hole from 14's fairway, and you just don't really want to mess with that.
You have anything up near that middle tree where Rex is approaching, that's got to settle. Should be fine, but anything up there near that middle tree that the drone flew by is a good shot to approach from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stay inbounds.
And really,
There's
the
Chris.
tall grass that Rex is in doesn't pose much of an issue. These players are not that close to the OB there. They've pushed far enough that they are inbounds and are not too far from the basket.
Yep, I was misreading it. So that the tree there on the right is these guys are below and past that tree, so they're definitely way past the out of bounds. Those are great shots from all 3. Matt looking to do the same. And that looks well done as well. Yep. All players will have very good looks at the birdie 3 here.
Yeah, this is a pretty reachable par 4 for most players. If you can just throw 2 fairly natural 250-foot shots, you're going to find yourself in the bullseye.
Yep, stand still, sidearm from me. Maybe a little long, but that's still 15 feet at the most.
Yeah, that's not bad. And you can see here, this scrub grass or whatever this is doesn't pose too much of a problem unless you're right in the heart of one of them. We see a turnover putter from Chris. Pretty nicely done.
And Rex with a sidearm as well.
Rex.
Yep, routine.
I'll tell you so.
Yeah, Rex showing off some nice distance there. I mean, he was right through about 370, 380, only had about 120 left. Makes the hole pretty simple.
And Matt to convert.
Oh, that almost got nub and just
Low
went
once again. Just got to get it up a little bit. He's right there though, getting closer.
Yeah.
Good birdie from Rex.
Just got to reach his hands into the chain there, make sure that it stays high.
Is Ming for his 3. Good putt. Having to deal with a little bit of a ceiling there, maybe. Chris. That's a good approach as well. Great birdie.
And this hole did come in as the easiest hole by scoring average, averaging 0.47 under par with 53% of our field birdieing.
Yep, that hole has opened up and become pretty routine. But here we are on hole 16. This is a fun one. Very far downhill. Got a gallery of trees. Pick your gap. You can take this hyzer route, push it as straight as you can, fall left. There's also a turnover route, but it's just basically pick a gap, get it going straight as far as you can.
Stupid four.
Hope you don't hit a late tree.
Yeah, this is a fun shot, but a tough one. Really tricky to find your way the whole way down to the green without hitting a tree. See a lot of players take threes with a long bid on this hole.
And it is, again, it's fair though. If you hit your gap, you're going to get to the basket and give yourself a look. And there's Chris pushing a little bit far left. That'll be an approach for him. Ming with a sidearm going through that. Calling it a turnover route.
Big scare.
Maybe a hyzer for him.
Yeah, maybe a little too turned over. Or maybe a little not turned over enough from Matt, as he'll be up first here from somewhere over towards one's fairway.
Hyzer. There you go. Hyzer.
Looks to be a good approach from Matt. He should have a look at the basket from there. Ming with a jump putt. Or
Let's go, Ming.
Cannon it. Well done.
Yeah,
what
that's
Ming
a
does.
Nice one.
Right. Wave on your way there.
Ming
That was
is a great
beautiful.
player, and he's been up in the Northwest collecting trophies for a long time.
That is definitely true. Collecting trophies, winning leagues. He's a player who knows how to win, knows what it takes. As Chris tries to match him and just a little bit short.
Here is Rex.
Yeah, Rex.
Circle. That is a great
It's got to be more than 18 feet, Rex.
Good elevator.
No chains really needed on that. It looked like he just laid it
This
straight
dude
in the
can't make
basket.
funny shots from here, but
Rex is battling now. Rex was 4 over and finds himself even. So that's a great comeback here on the back nine for Rex.
Yeah, I think
Matt
that's
taps in for his vogue.
heater status, right? He went ace, par, birdie, birdie.
so many of those today.
It's pretty good. It's a good stretch.
Yeah, I think most players would take that. As we find our way to the difficult hole 17, it's not difficult in terms of its danger, just difficult in terms of its distance. It is a par 3, but it's 465 feet. Unless you have fairly elite distance, you'll see a lot of players go to the roller here. And some other players are just going to play this more in the par 4 mold, where they're going to throw again, tap out, try and take an easy par.
Just give the clear spot. Any clear
That's
spot.
a good looking pull for Rex.
Not
A
a clear
little
spot.
early
Definitely
on
not a
the
clear
hyzer,
spot.
but We'll have an approach from about 100, I would say, from there.
Yeah, hopefully not behind much of that stuff on the right.
Come out of there. Come out of
Ming
there. Don't
does
go in
have
there.
distance to get somewhat close on this hole. Pretty nice flex out of him, pushing to that tree line. That's still going to leave him in the range of 75 feet to the basket.
Yeah, anything that can penetrate into that second layer of trees out there.
Yeah, that's why I was testing it.
A good looking shot. Chris a little bit early as well. Here comes Matt. Has a lefty. That's a great rip
Yeah,
from
it's not
Matt.
like you had enough.
Yeah, nice commitment on that shot. You can see him swing the whole way through that. That should leave him another lefty hyzer down the main part of the gap for his par.
That's ideal. Left himself in the perfect position. And he
Nicely done.
capitalizes.
You see, Rex did find this bush here. Gonna be tricky. Might be left with, looks like forehand roller.
It's going up right there.
Don't go behind it.
And that's well executed from there. Kind of just looking to get out of
off.
trouble and have a good stance from
That's right.
having to hang out in a spot like that.
Yeah, those are very tough rollers from inside of a bush with a putter, and you know he's still somewhere in deep circle 2. I'm gonna give this a little bid.
Yeah, well done. Good shot from Ray. He knows he had a chance.
Yeah, gave himself an opportunity, but should just be able to clean up his bogey. Here we see Chris for his par. Yeah, there's that putt that we've seen him make throughout both parts of this round. Reaching high, letting the disc travel above the top of the cage, and then dive back in towards the tape.
Yeah, it's a great putt from Chris.
Nice putt, Matt.
Another good putt from Matt. Well done.
That's a really nice hole from Matt after a couple of more timid shots to see him really commit on 2 shots and slam a putt right off the pole.
Ming with the drop in par. As the players head to 18. 18, another fun hole. This one is a long pushing 356 par 3. You can push it straight with a late right turn. Throw a sidearm down that outside gap there. There is an inside gap also the players can take. But again, let's just push as straight as you can. Give yourself a look.
Check one off my bucket list. Play a tournament round with me.
Yeah, this hole coming in sort of in the middle of the pack, scoring just under par at 2.93, which is somewhat surprising. This can be a very tricky birdie, but 20% of our players did get the birdie, as we see Ming opting for the sidearm there. What do you throw on this hole, Chris? I'm always interested what people like, if they like that straight shot or this kind of subtle flex that we see Chris throwing.
I go back and forth. But usually if I hit the inside gap, I
hit the last little tree.
Confidently.
I do the same.
But
I wish I could
you
throw
didn't
the
hear that
inside
here.
gap confidently. But
Right.
as we see the difficulty of that first gap with Matt catching the outside left tree.
And this is the definition of rewarding a good shot.
My tree.
If you throw your intended line, you're going to have a look. If you miss in any direction, any height, any angle, you're probably going to hit something. Not many shots are getting lucky and rewarded through this gap.
Yeah, it's like this and hole 8 might be the most punishing for a bad shot, but the most rewarding for a good shot.
Let's go, Matt. You partner, dude.
That's a good up from Matt. Looks like he got a kick
There's
off
that
the tree.
929.
Yeah, that is incredibly difficult from over there. A lot of players feel like they are kind of dead. I mean, it looks like there's a gap from the camera angle. That is an incredibly difficult shot from over there, as both players do fairly well.
Well done. That's that elevator putt again from Chris.
We're both out, right, Rex? Yeah.
Yeah, that elevator putt keeps it close even when you're running it from distance. And if you do hit the chains, it just knocks it straight down. See what Ming can do here for his birdie.
Yeah, nice putt. Ming's really heating up here in the back of this round as he quietly has leapt over all of our players and found his way to a nice 4-down finish on this round 1.
That's a good way to finish off a round. Another great putt. Hit a few. Bounce back from Rex. Well done.
Yeah, that's a great bounce back after the triple bogey to hit an ace and got all the way back to just 1 over. Be a memorable round for him for sure.
See if Matt can end on a good putt here. Well done. There, we got that putt up over the cage there toward the end.
Say something, right?
Yeah, if we could have just had a couple more of those a little bit earlier, we would have seen a better score out of Matt. But got it together toward the end. He's got something to build on. Well done. As Chris puts in for par after another solid round at down 2. Yeah, well done for Chris.
Yeah, Chris cooled off in the middle of that round, but his hot start did kind of help keep him alive there as He finishes at 2 down in second place. We saw Ming not only leads the card, but also led the tournament after round 1. Rodney here at -1, tied with Rocky. That will be our lead card for round 2, as we see a 3-pack of even scores and then some other players finding themselves over par. Here we get to check out some great highlights, kicked off by the biggest one of them all.
Is that going?
Nice,
Yeah,
nice
buddy.
hit from him. Always fun to get an ace, but even better to get one on camera.
Yeah, let's go, Ming.
Putting display by Ming here.
Yeah, Ming started
Ready
heating
to
up.
the end.
Started slow, but really found himself on the back 9 there, going 5 down in the back 9 after 1 over front.
Let's go, baby.
And then I gotta say that shot by Matt there hit nothing. Take back that tree kick comment. That was not one shot by Matt.
Yeah, great shot by
Thank you.
Matt, and kicks off perfectly into him being our tournament director.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining me here, Max. Appreciate you and Fairway Media. Join us as we pick it up on round 2.
Oh yeah, like and subscribe, guys.
Whoa! That was a fun one.